Ok, vamos a hablar sobre el imperfecto de modo indicativo. So, um, let's talk about the imperfect tense, indicative mood, of course. So, in Spanish, guys, mayroong dalawang simple past tenses. So, pagka sinabi nating simple, simple tense, simple present, simple past, ay we only need to use one verb to express the thought or idea. Hindi kagaya ng compound tenses, nangangailangan ka ng dalawa or more verbs or words to express a single thought, no? Pagka compound tense. On the other hand, pagka naman simple tense, simple present, simple past, isang verb lang sapat na to express an idea, no? So dalawang ating simple past tenses sa Spanish. We have the preterite and we have the imperfect. Ang imperfect tense, guys, ang mga gamit ng imperfecto, basikamente, ay past actions not seen as completed or without definite beginning, without definite ending. Ginagamit din natin yan sa ongoing action in the past or progressive action in the past. When talking about characteristics or conditions of a person or thing in the past, and when we talk about time or age in the past. So mainly guys, itong mga gamit ng imperfecto. So bago natin puntahan yung mga gamit at mga examples niya, vamos a hablar sobre la conjugación de los verbos en el imperfecto. So ito guys ang conjugation ng mga verbs sa imperfect. So ang mga verbs na nagtatapos sa AR ay tatanggalin natin ang ending of course at papalitan natin ng mga sumusunod na ending. Aba, abas, aba, abamos, abais, aban. Ang ER at IR verbs naman ay they share the same set of endings. So we have iya, iyas, iya, iamos, iyais, iyan. So pareho ang endings para sa usted, el, ella at sa yo, no? So that's not typographical error. Pareho po yan talaga. Ganon din actually sa AR. Pareho ng set of endings, no? It will not cause confusion sa actual na application ng mga verbs kasi nasa konteksto naman eh. So, although pareho yan, hindi naman yan at rarely na magkukos ng confusion. So, vamos a ver algunos ejemplos de los verbos que terminan con AR. So again, itong mga endings ng AR verbs. So when we conjugate an AR ending verb, por ejemplo, el verbo hablar, we have to remove the AR ending and replace it with the right endings. Por eso, tenemos hablaba, hablabas, hablaba, hablábamos, hablabais, hablaban. Yan. So, ganyan lang mag-conjugate ng AR ending verbs. Napakadali. So, vamos a mostrar algunos ejemplos más. So, try nyong sabayan kung tama ang magiging conjugation natin ng mga sumusunod na verbs. So, primero, let's conjugate the verb soñar, which means to dream. So, ang conjugation niya sa jo form, we have soñaba. Sa tú, soñabas. Usted, él, ella, soñaba. Sa nosotros, nosotras, we have soñábamos. May tilde kasi yan, ano? So, we have to make sure we pronounce it correctly. Soñábamos. Vosotros soñabais. Ustedes, ellos, ellas, soñaban. Ayan. Another example, the verb cantar, which means to sing. So sa yo, we have cantaba, cantabas, cantaba, cantábamos, cantabais, cantaban. Yan ang conjugation ng verb na cantar, which means to sing. And lastly, we have the verb llamar, to call. So sa jo form, we have llamaba, llamabas, llamaba, llamábamos, llamabais, llamaban. So yan ang conjugation ng mga AR ending verbs. Ngayon, you can look for some more examples ng mga AR ending verbs and you can practice conjugation. You can conjugate as many AR verbs as you can. Anyway, wala namang irregular sa mga AR ending verbs sa imperfecto. So whatever AR ending verb you'll find, puedes conjugarlos. No? Pare-pareho lang naman yung conjugation pattern yan. Wala namang irregular. Now, vamos a ver los verbos que terminan con ER. Again, ito ang ating set of endings para sa mga ER ending verbs. We have iya sa yo, iyas, sa usted, ella, iya, iamos, iyais, iyan. So, kung magko-conjugate tayo ng AR ending verb, halimbawa ang verb na comer, to eat, tanggalin natin ang ER ending at palitan na natin ng tamang ending. So, we have comía, comías, comía, comíamos, comíais, comían. Let's make sure guys we pronounce the words correctly. May tilde ang I eh. Pero kasing minsan nagpo-pronounce masyadong maiksi yung I. Imbes na kumiya, nagiging kumya. Eh medyo hindi tama. No? So we have to make sure we do justice dun sa sa I na may tilde. We have to pronounce it a little bit longer. So kumiya. Yan, hahabaan natin yung I. So let's try to conjugate some more verbs. Vamos a conjugar el verbo temer, which means to fear. Katakutan, matakot. So, sa yo, we have temía, temías, temía, temíamos, temíais, temían. Yan. Another example, el verbo tener, which means to have. We have tenía, tenías, tenía, teníamos, teníais, tenían. And lastly, for ER ending verbs, we have leer, to read, magbasa. So, sa yo, leía, leías, leía, leíamos, leíais, leían. Ayan. So, ganyan po mag-conjugate ng mga ER ending verbs. So, simplemente, we have to remove the ER ending and replace them with the correct ending. And finally, guys, we have the IR ending verbs. At pareho lang naman po ang set of endings ng ER tsaka IR. So yun pa din, iya, iyas, iya, iyamos, iyais, iyan. Kaya pag magko-conjugate tayo ng IR ending verb, kagaya ng verb na vivir, to live, mabuhay, or tumira, tanggalin natin ang IR ending, replace with the correct set of endings. We have vivia, vivias, vivia, vivíamos, vivíais, vivían. Hindi bibian. No? Vivían. Yeah, so that's how we conjugate an IR ending verb. Vamos a mostrar algunos ejemplos más. A ver, el verbo hervir, to boil. Yan. So, ang conjugation ng hervir, silent H po yan. Hervia, hervias, hervia, herviamos, herviais, hervian. Yan. Next example natin, ang verb na abrir. Huwag niyo na masyadong pansinin pala yung number, no? So may mga kasi 15 examples yan eh. Tinanggal ko yung ibang mga yung ibang mga numbers para huwag masyadong humaba yung discussion natin. So this is supposed to be number 12 already dun sa examples natin, pero we removed some of the verbs. So we just wanted to show at least 3 examples for each verb ending. So ngayon, let's show the conjugation of the verb abrir, which means to open. So we have abría, abrías, abría, abríamos, abriais, abrian. Yan. And finally, is this the last example? We have permitir, to allow. Permitía, permitías, permitía, permitíamos, permitiais, permitían. Ayan. Ito pala ang last. Reducir. To reduce. Reducía, reducías, reducía, reducíamos, reducíais, reducían. So, ganyan lang po mag-conjugate ng ER at IR ending verbs. Kaya lang, syempre, ito pa pala, prohibir. O, ganyan ang conjugation ng prohibir. Ibig sabihin, ipagbawal. Prohibir, prohibía, prohibías, prohibía, prohibíamos, prohibiais, prohibian. To prohibit, ipagbawal. Ngayon, sa imperfect tense guys, ang maganda, hindi kagaya ng preterito na ubod ng dami ng irregular. Sa imperfect po, 3 piraso lang ang ating mga irregular verbs. 3 lang. At yan ay ang mga sumusunod na verbs. Ang ser, which we used to talk about characteristics. No? For one, ano pa? origin, ¿qué más? Profession. Di ba, no? Yan ang mga main gamit ng ser. Irregular po yan sa imperfecto. Kaya ang conjugation niya, era, eras, era, éramos, erais, eran. Ganun din po, irregular ang verb na ver. Hindi naman siya sobrang highly irregular, no? In fact, medyo malapit lang naman yung itsura niya from the infinitive. So, ang conjugation ng ver ay beia, beiyas, beia, veíamos, veíais, veían. And finally, ang verb na ir, to go. So we have iba, ibas, iba, ibamos, ibais, iban. So yan ang ating mga irregular verbs sa imperfecto. Ayan, so that's it for the conjugation of verbs guys sa imperfecto. Madali lang naman tapos ang mga irregular natin tatlo lang. So, isa to sa mga pinakamadadali as far as the conjugation goes. Ngayon, hindi naman siya totalmenteng madali kasi yung gamit niya actually medyo mahirap-hirap ng kaunti but it's not something na imposible namang matutunan. We just have to learn the main and the basic uses of the imperfect and podemos hacer nuestros propios ejemplos, ¿no? Para que practiquemos las usas del imperfecto. So, basicamente guys, ito ang mga gamit ng imperfecto. For actions not seen as completed, actions without definite beginning or definite ending, repetitive habitual actions in the past, to talk about characteristics or conditions in the past, and when talking about time or age in the past setting. So una, for actions not seen as completed or mga actions na walang definite beginning or definite ending. Ibig sabihin guys, dun sa sentence, nung binigay yung sentence, nung ginawa yung sentence, hindi established kung yung action ba dun sa sentence ay completed. No? O kaya doon sa sentence, sa statement, yung action na ibinigay doon, walang definite beginning or ending. Yun lang naman yun. So we don't have to really overanalyze anything. Doon sa sentence ang basis natin, no? So kaya natin siya masasabi na imperfecto. Doon kasi sa sentence or sa statement, hindi kasi na-establish kung nakumpleto ba yung action or natapos ba. Kagaya nito, I was thinking about it. So dun sa sentence, ang ipinakita lang niya, the fact that he was thinking about it. Walang nakalagay kung anong oras siya nagsimula to think about it, no? Kailan siya natapos to think about it. Kumbaga ang pinakita lang, yun mismong parte that he was thinking about it. Yung parte na natapos ba, was he able to figure it out? Wala dun sa statement, no? So imperfect siya. In my dream, he was telling me something. So, ganun din, more or less, no? In my dream, he was telling me something. Hindi naman nakalagay dyan kung natapos ba. Kasi kung natapos yan, he should have said, in my dream, he told me something. Tapos na. 'Di ba? Natapos na, he told me something. Pero yung point of view, yung perception natin dun sa sentence, nandun sa part na kasalukuyang ginagawa that time yung action. No, kung sino man yung kausap niya, he was telling me something. Hindi nga sinabing he told me something eh. As if concluded na, tapos na yung action. Hindi nga ganun eh. So nandun siya sa part na he was telling that person something. Hindi na establish kung natapos ba, no? So yon, imperfecto siya. And then lastly, it was raining so hard that it flooded the way, no? So, hindi rin natin na-establish diyan kung anong oras ba nagsimulang umulan, natapos ba, etc. So, hindi na-establish. Kaya siya imperfecto kasi doon sa sentence, the way the statement was said, hindi establisado kung natapos pa siya. No? Kaya imperfecto po yan. Tingnan naman natin papaano siya sa Spanish. Yung unang sentence natin, I was thinking about it. Lalabas progressive ito no, in the past. Yo estaba pensando sobre eso. So meron kasi tayong verb na was, which is ita-translate natin into estar. And then yung verb natin na naka-present participle, naka-progressive form. No, translate natin into pensando from the verb pensar. So, ganyan ang kanyang translation. The next sentence natin, in my dream, he was telling me something, and mi sueño, él me estaba diciendo algo. So, ganun din, progressive din in the past. Ganon din naman yung last act, yung last sentence natin. Pero imbis na gamitan pa natin ng estar at saka ng present participle, diniretso na natin yung verb. Was raining, translate na lang natin ng isang verb na lang, which is llover, into imperfect. Pwede rin naman yung estaba lloviendo, no? Pwede rin naman yon. Okay? So, the next category na gamit ng imperfecto for repetitive habitual actions in the past. So, mga actions ito na habitual, paulit-ulit na nangyari in the past. So pagka ganun guys ang ating statement and we wanted to say it in Spanish, ay imperfecto ang gagamitin nating conjugation. My mother always cooked spaghetti. Nakatulong yung adverb na always to show the frequency of the action na pagluluto. My mother always cooked spaghetti for us every Sunday. So dati daw, tuwing linggo, ilang linggo yon, di ba? Marami siguro. Probably hindi mo na mabibilang. Basta lagi ika, tuwing linggo, nagluluto yung nanay ko ng ganito. Ano, repetitive habitual, tuwing linggo. We used to climb trees when we were kids. So nung bata pa daw sila, they used to climb trees. Yan, umakyat sila. Ilang beses yon. No, habitual yon, repetitive. I used to work in Northgate too. So yan, nagtatrabaho daw siya dati sa Northgate. Habitual yun. Pagka sinabi kasing nagtatrabaho, syempre, papasok ka sa trabaho, nagtatrabaho ka, paulit-ulit yun eh. Ilang beses nangyari yun. 'Di ba? Medyo mahirap na sigurong matandaan yun. 'Di ba? Mahirap na rin i-analyze unless talaga sigurong didetalyihin mo. Pero dun sa statement, I guess you wouldn't really have ample time to analyze everything eh. No, ilan bang absent ko? Ilang beses ba ako pumasok? Mahirap na yun eh, no? So, just go with the imperfect conjugation. Yan. Pagka ito naman po ay i-translate natin sa Spanish, we will have, mi madre siempre cocinaba todos los domingos. No, siempre cocinaba, always cooked. We used to climb trees when we were kids. Nosotros solíamos subir a los árboles cuando éramos niños. Yan. Yo trabajaba en Northgate también. Yan. So, ganyan ang ating translation, guys. So, that is for the repetitive habitual actions in the past. Ang susunod na category at gamit ng imperfecto naman, guys, ay when we talk about characteristics in the past. 'Di ba kagaya nung binanggit natin kanina, no? When we talk about characteristic of person or something, sirang ginagamit natin eh. Which is a present tense. Kung present tense, magiging soy, eres, es, somos, sois, son. 'Di ba ginagamit natin yan when we describe characteristic of someone or something. Yo soy. Yo soy, sabi ni Thanos, yo soy inevitable. Eh yun ang characteristic niya halimbawa. Tú eres amable. Ano? Yun ang characteristic niya. So ginagamit natin yung conjugation ng ser sa present tense when we talk about the present tense. No, the present time. Eh paano kung past? No? Magkikwentuhan kayo. You talk about characteristics of persons or things in the past. Paano yon? So simplemente, you just have to conjugate the ser, the el verbo ser, into imperfecto At yun na nga yung pinakita natin kanina na era, eras, era, éramos, era is eran. So vamos a mostrar algunos ejemplos. My favorite teacher was. So yung was guys lalabas, dalawa ang possible na translation niyan. Yung was lang per se, walang without any context. It could be translated as estar. It could be translated as ser. Depende sa konteksto. So in this case, since ginagamit natin siya as characteristic of someone, then itong was ay itatranslate natin as ser later when we show the translation of the sentence. My favorite teacher was very patient. Her name was, ayan, no? Celia Manangkin. Nuestra profesora favorita en el secundario. Pero ella murió. Eh, creo que cuando ah, ella murió en una edad muy joven. So, yan, ang aming favorite high school teacher. She was kind but strict. So, we're talking about characteristic. We're talking about name. Yan. So, these are attributes of the person na gagamitan natin ng ser. So, pagka translate natin yan guys into Spanish, mi profesora favorita era muy pacienciosa. Her name was, ella era la señorita, or pwede din na ella se llamaba. Pwede rin yun. Pareho namang tama yan. She was kind but strict. Ella era amable pero estricta. So yan ang ating translation. Puro imperfecto yan guys since we're talking about the person's characteristic and we're talking about it in a past setting. Ang susunod na gamit naman, at I think this is the last use of the imperfecto. Hindi pa pala, meron pa palang isa. When we talk about conditions in the past, di ba kung natatandaan natin, no, when we talk about condition, ang ginagamit natin dyan yung verb na estar eh. Di ba? Kasi yung condition, basikamente, ay temporary, papalit-palit yan. Maari ngayon, ang condition mo ay pagod ka, pahinga ka lang ng konti, maya-maya hindi ka na pagod. May sakit ka, and then after you take medicine, wala ka ng sakit. So condition guys, we can consider that as temporary, papalit-palit. Por eso, ang gagamitin natin dyan ay yung verbo na estar. Imbes na ser, we will use the verb estar. So let's show our examples. The phone was broken when I received it. Yun ang condition ng phone. Nung na-receive niya, broken. Maaari namang nung ipinadala naman nung seller, ang condition naman ay okay, 'di ba? So nag-iba na yung condition, maaring along the way dun sa during the transit na damage, 'di ba? She was sick when she called me. Yan ang condition niya nung tumawag siya. She was sick. The TV was fine when I left it. So nung umalis daw siya, okay naman daw yung TV. Maaring after some time hindi na okay, no? So ang Spanish translation niyan guys ay the phone was broken when I received it. El teléfono estaba roto cuando lo recibí. She was sick when she called me. Ella estaba enferma cuando me llamó. The TV was fine when I left it. La televisión estaba bien cuando la dejé. Ngayon guys, don't be confused kasi lumalabas. May dalawang verbs tayo dito eh. Meron tayong isang verb na ito at meron tayong isa pang verb. No? So it doesn't mean guys na sa isang sentence na may multiple verbs, hindi naman automatically at hindi naman required na lahat dapat when we talk about imperfecto, lahat naka-imperfecto. Hindi naman. Pwedeng iba-iba. Kahit nga sa Tagalog, I guess kahit sa ibang language, ganun din naman eh. 'Di ba? Pwede nga magkasama yung past tense at saka future tense sa isang single sentence eh. Depende kasi sa gusto mong sabihin. No, dito, ang imperfecto kasi dito, guys, yung verb na tumutukoy doon sa kanyang kondisyon. No, yun lang, yung verb na yon na tumutukoy sa kondisyon niya, yun ang sinasabi natin na imperfect. Kung may iba pang verb dyan, kagaya nito, o maaring iba na conjugation yan, hindi natin required na i-imperfect din yan. Depende nga kasi sa takbo ng sentence, no? Basta ang required na naka-imperfecto ang conjugation, guys, yung verb na tumutukoy sa condition. Kung may verb ka pa doon na tumutukoy sa ibang aspekto, then that could be conjugated in another tense. Ganun siya. So in this case, naka-preterite yung isa pang verb. Yan. Pero ang focus lang natin dito, guys, again, yung verb lang na tumutukoy dun sa condition. No, imperfecto 'yon. Yan. So again, um when we talk about conditions in the past, conditions of something or a person in the past, ay imperfect conjugation ang gagamitin natin dyan. And finally, guys, when we talk about age, meron pa palang isa yung time, no? When we talk about age, guys, in the past, ay imperfecto din ang conjugation yan nung verb na tumutukoy sa age, ha? Kasi baka mamaya, kagaya nung prior example natin, meron pang ibang verb, then that could be conjugated under another tense, a different tense. Pero yung verb na tumutukoy sa age, naka-imperfecto yun dapat. Anong verb ba ang ginagamit natin to talk about the age? 'Di ba sa Spanish, guys, we use the verb tener, which means to have. So lalabas pagka sinabi mo na I am 30 years old. Ang katumbas niya sa Spanish, I have 30 years, because that's how we express age in Espanol, usando el verbo tener. So yung verb na tener, we will have to conjugate that into its imperfect conjugation. Now, vamos a mostrar los ejemplos. El primer ejemplo, I was 12 years old when we went to Romblon. Age din yan. Rizal was 35 years old when he died. So may dalawang verbs tayo dito, guys, ha. Was, which mamaya ta-translate natin ng tener, and then the verb he died. Ganon din dito, no? But then again, ang obligado lang tayo na i-conjugate into imperfect yung verb na tumutukoy sa age. Yan. Last example, he was 27 years old when he got married. So, yung una nating ehemplo, yo tenía 12 años. Yan. Cuando fuimos a Romblon. Rizal tenía 35 años cuando murió. Él tenía 27 años cuando se casó. So, yung ating verb na tener, naka-imperfect. May iba pang verb dyan, naka-preterite naman. Bakit? Kasi kung i-reverse mo, ito ha, pasadaan lang natin ng konting-konti. Kung i-reverse mo kasi, doon ka sa point of view ng verb na to die, murió, kaya siya naging preterito. Merong kasing definite na eh. May definite na time na eh. Nagkaroon na siya ng definite na time frame kung kailan nangyari tong action na ito. Kailan yon? Cuando él tenía 35 años. So para sa verb na morir, na murió, it was something particular, may particular na tiempo. Kaya siya ngayon naging preterite siya. From that point of view, from the point of view of the verb morir. Pero kung titignan mo naman doon sa kabilang point of view, ang titignan mo naman yung edad, imperfecto naman yun. No? So I hope you understand that. So last example natin, guys, ay when we talk about time in the past. Hindi ba pag ang pinag-uusapan natin ay time, ginagamit din natin yung verb na ser? 'Di ba, no? When we talk about time in Espanyol, ¿qué hora es? 'Di ba, no? Magtatanong ka ng oras. ¿Qué hora es? Saan ba galing yung verb na es? 'Di ba? Saan ba galing yung verb form na yan? Hindi ba that's one of the conjugation of the verb ser? Soy, eres, es. Yan. Sasagot ka naman halimbawa, ¿qué hora es? Pues, son las dos. Son naman, ser din galing. No? And that's if we're talking about the current time. ¿Qué hora es? Anong oras na ika ngayon? Ay, ganito ika. Son las dos. Ngayon, kung ngayon. Kung hindi ngayon ang pinag-uusapan natin, kung kahapon. Kung nung isang araw, edi past tense na yon. Sasabihin mo ba son pa din or s pa din? Hindi na. You will now have to convert S ison sa kanilang imperfect conjugation, which is magiging era para sa S at eran para sa son. Okay? When we talk about time in the past, bawa, it was 11 a.m. when the rain started. Ay alas 11 ika nung umulan eh. Maring kanina, maring kahapon. No, hindi mo sasabi, it was na nga eh. 'Di ba? Past tense nga, hindi nga is eh. Was na. So kailangan mong i-conjugate yan into past conjugation din, which is imperfect. It was 1 o'clock when we finished. Ay, alauna na ika nung natapos kami. Eh, buti alauna. Nung, nung pagka ikaw ay nagpalisensya sa LTO Las Piñas, eh, alas 7 ka ng umaga dumating, alas 5 na ako baka alas 6 na nakaalis eh. Eh, ito alauna. So, maaga-aga pa yan. So, kung past yan, di ba? So, we will now have to conjugate ser ang katumbas niyan kasi ser na past tense. No, because we're talking about time in a past setting. So, ang conjugation niya, ang translation niya, we have eran las 11 cuando la lluvia empezó. Era la una cuando terminamos. Yan. So again guys, ang i-conjugate natin into imperfect, yung verb na tumutukoy sa time. Kung may iba pang verb dyan, kagaya nito, well, that's a different story. Kagaya niyan, kinonjugate siya into preterito. No? Pero again, ang main concern natin, yung verb na tumutukoy sa time, naka-imperfect yon. Eh kung may iba pang verb sa sentence mo, di bahala na kung ano maging conjugation. Just go with the flow kung ano yung takbo ng sentence. Eh kung ma-conjugate yan into present tense, into past tense, into future, that's fine. Eh kung yun ang takbo ng sentence natin eh. Basta ang mahalaga, yung verb na para sa time o imperfect mo yan. Okay? So basicamente guys, ganyan ang gamit ng mga imperfecto. Now, para tayo ay makapag-practice pa guys, we have some scenarios here na pwede nyong gamitin to practice. So number one, you can make, ay wag pala to. Punta na tayo dun sa susunod. Ayan. You can talk about your favorite subject in high school and your favorite high school teacher. Describe him or her using ser in the imperfect tense. So i-describe mo, you'll talk about the characteristic of that person in the past. 'Di ba? Kasi kailan ka ba high school? 'Di ba? Maring high school ka several years back, edi past na 'yon. And then you're going to talk about characteristics of people in the past. O di imperfecto dapat, no? So this is my own example. This is not a perfect example, guys. This is just a simple example. So if you can come up with better better example, edi okay, 'di ba? Mi asignatura favorita era química. Mi profesora favorita era la señorita Manangkil. Ella era amable pero estricta y enseñaba muy bien. Yan, naka-imperfect tayo dyan. So you can also do that guys. Talk about, kailangan kasi meron tayong topic eh, di ba no? Para pwede tayong pag-umpisahan ng examples ng conversation. So you can take this example scenario or instance para makagawa ka ng sentence na similar to that or I'm sure even better. Next scenario na pwede nating pagpraktisan, we can make our own example. Describe the place where you grew up, the things that were there as part of your childhood. Were there trees? Were there tall grasses, river, etc.? And the games you used to play on weekends. So, minsan masarap kasing alalahanin din, no? Yung mga, lalo na yung panahon natin. Panahon natin. Wala pa masyadong cellphone kasi noon eh. During that time, 30 years ago, 'di ba no, ang mga laro noon talagang matutulog ka sa tanghali. Pag natulog ka na, oh yeah, pwede ka nang lumabas. Sabi nga ni 'di ba? Pwede ka nang lumabas mga 2:00, 3:00. Yan, pwede ka nang makipaglaro. Pero matutulog ka muna, di ba? So, en mi ejemplo, yo crecí en Hagonoy, Taguig. Habían muchos árboles aquel tiempo. Ang dami pang puno noon during that time. Habían céspedes altos donde solíamos escondernos. Yan, meron pang mga taniman dati ng mga pakwan dyan eh. Había un río limpio en donde nadábamos. Cada vez que se inundaba debido a tormentas fuertes, las peces desde el lago de Laguna de Bay se escapaban y las atrapábamos y las cocinábamos. Era muy divertido. Dati kasi pagka bumabaha dyan, di ba yung mga bangus sa Laguna de Bay, nakakawala pagka bagyo. Naalala ko it was 1995 nung bagyong Rosing. O hanggang dun sa amin, malayo kami sa lawa, nakarating yung mga bangus. Kaya during that time, parang mga isang buwan yata bangus ang ulam ng maraming tao no? Ganyan dyan dati eh. So yan, you can make your own example guys. Talk about the place where you grew up, ano yung mga nandun, ano yung karakteristik ng lugar, 'di ba? Kasi ngayon after so many years, 'di ba? Inevitably marami na talagang nabago. So, pabalik-balikan mo na lang, alaala na lang minsan yung ibang mga bagay, no? And then the last example guys is you can talk about your favorite TV show. Cartoons man yan, drama o kung ano pa man yung paborito mong programa sa telebisyon. Anong title? What was it called? What was it about? Tungkol saan? And who were the main characters? So para mi programa favorito era Trigun. Se trataba de la raza humana que viajó para otra galaxia, ya que la Tierra aquel tiempo quedó destruida. El protagonista se llamaba Vash. Yan. So you can talk about your favorite TV shows or maybe favorite movie. 'Di ba? Dati kasi hindi naman kasing accessible ng ngayon eh. 'Di ba? Dati para makapanood ka ng movie, aarkila ka ng VHS. Tapos nauso yung CD o CD naman. Tapos DVD, 'di ba? No, ngayon na lang naman yung na sa cellphone makakanood ka na, dati hindi, 'di ba? So, 'yun. Part na lang 'yan ng memory na pwede nating balik-balikan at gagamitan natin ng imperfecto. Okay? So I hope guys you learned something from our discussion. Muchísimas gracias y que tengan un buen día a todos.